Hi, this is Tanner at dwarvenkegger, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of a series I just wrapped up on Netflix, Altered Carbon. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the little bell down below, lets you know when our new videos are coming out. I'm also going to be drinking a Blue Moon Belgian White. If you don't drink or you've been living under a rock and don't know what Blue Moon is a Belgian White that's kind of its trademark is that it's brewed with orange peel and coriander. It's a good, easy drinking beer, and honestly, it's the beer that I choose if I go to a bar or someplace that has beer and I'm just not impressed with anything else. I go to Blue Moon. It's good stuff. Okay, so you know from our other videos that here at dwarvenkegger we are big fans of sci-fi, horror, everything like that. And so when I got the chance to watch Altered Carbon on Netflix, I was really looking forward to it. Altered Carbon is set in the future. I think it's like 2550 something. And basically humans are able to achieve immortality via what's called a stack. A stack is this like little, it's bigger than this, but it goes in the back of the neck, and it basically saves, like a hard drive or a flash drive, all of your conscience, your soul, who you are. So basically you can achieve immortality by removing the stack and putting it in a new body. As you can imagine, what's happened though is the rich, the powerful, the elite of the society have kind of achieved immortality because you can create sleeves. What sleeves are as bodies. So you can just re-sleeve anytime you die, anything happens to your body, you want to try a different body. So basically the rich have been living forever, basically, since this technology was invented. They're known as meths in the series. So you are introduced to this scientific world, this high technology world set in the distant future, and you basically have this class of immortals. Enter Takeshi Kovacs. Takeshi Kovacs is a freedom fighter or an envoy from about 250 years in the past from when Altered Carbon is set. Envoys were freedom fighters who believed that people shouldn't have immortality. They should only have about 100 years and then that's it. So Takeshi Kovacs is brought back into a different body. His body was destroyed in his time, so he's brought back into a different body to solve the murder of one of the most rich and powerful men of the time, Lawrence Bancroft. Lawrence Bancroft brings Takeshi Kovacs back because he was known as just this awesome badass soldier, and he really needs him to help solve this crime. The weird thing about Lawrence Bancroft's death is that it looked like a suicide. And Lawrence Bancroft basically says, hey, listen, Kovacs, which is how he's referred to in the show, you know, this crosses a line that I would never cross, basically. So I think someone murdered me and tried to make it look like a suicide. I'd like you to figure out basically what's going on. In return, I'll give you a pardon for your past crimes, and basically infinite amount of money or whatever. So Takeshi Kovacs agrees to do this, and along the way he finds friends and enemies because he finds out soon that not everything is as it seems, shocker, and not only are there enemies in the future of Takeshi Kovacs, but of the body that he's been re-sleeved into. Very cool. What I think I liked the most about this 10-episode season is that it felt very familiar but unique in its own way. I'm a huge fan of most sci-fi shows, sci-fi animes, I mean, you name it. And this world they live in kind of reminded me of just a mashup of like Metropolis, Alien, Cowboy Bebop, Fifth Element, all these really popular, Blade Runner, all these really popular sci-fi movies all in one. But at the same time, what was cool about it is it kind of had its own uniqueness. It was different. It wasn't like all of those, but at the same time it was. Another interesting thing I should add about this elite class of immortal people is that this is a world very much filled with debauchery and sin and extremes, because obviously once you take the fear of death away from people, it kind of shows who they really are. And obviously people get used to what we would consider, you know, the craziness and the vices of our world. And so they have to keep like upping the ante, basically. They do a really good job of making this world seem completely chaotic, but at the same time, kind of, you know, they do a good job of showing how this world got to where it's at right now. I'm not going to go too into depth because I don't want to give away any spoilers. I'd love for you to watch it yourself. I really, really enjoyed this series for multiple reasons. Like I've said probably a million times by now, I love sci-fi. The graphics are fantastic. The fight scenes are fantastic. Just everything about this was great, really. The acting was great. I mean, man, the only thing I would say about it and a negative critique is that it started to lag, be a little dry, a little boring around episode 5 or 6. But I figure some of that's going to happen considering, you know, a person can essentially have two backstories: who their stack is and who the body they're now in is. So I won't really hold that against it. Overall, though, I would highly recommend Altered Carbon. It was a fantastic series on Netflix. I think they knocked it out of the park. So if you've got some time to kill and you want to binge watch an awesome sci-fi and crack open a cold Blue Moon, then I would highly recommend it. I'd give it probably a 9.5 out of 10. Until next time, this is Tanner with dwarvenkegger. Cheers.